tonight on Size Eyes on the Skies. It's a beautiful night as we look out across the MU tonight. There's going to be a nice week ahead and possibly some precipitation this weekend. Plus, Luke has a look at the national forecast. Size Eyes on the Skies for today, Tuesday, February 8th, starts now.
Broadcasting live from the studios at Hamilton Hall at Iowa State University, the Iowa State Meteorology Department brings you the latest weather from across the country and out your front door. This is Size Eyes on the Skies.
I'm your host, AJ Rickman. We begin with tonight's weather story. It was on this day in 2010 that a long-duration snow event took place across much of the upper Midwest from Sunday night, February 7th, through Tuesday night, February 9th. The heaviest snow fell across an area from Minneapolis across much of southern Minnesota and down into central Iowa. Generally, about 6 to 12 inches of snow fell over the 3-day period across southeast Minnesota and northeast Iowa. 3 to 6 inches fell across southwest Wisconsin. Strong winds on top of the fresh fallen snow also made drifting an issue in some areas. It was also on this day in 2001 that freezing rain produced a widespread swath of coatings up to half an inch of ice between 5 p.m. on the 8th and 11 a.m. on the 9th across southwest and central Wisconsin. This was followed by 1 to 3 inches of snow accumulation. Fortunately, law enforcement officials reported only minor accidents. To discuss more on what's happening around the country, here's Luke with a look at our national forecast.
All right, as we take a look at the headlines for this week, very quiet pattern for much of the U.S. for the next week, maybe week and a half. Western half of the U.S. has some very big drought conditions right now. It's a big swath. I'll get into that later in the show. And warm temperatures for much of the central U.S. We'll have that and more coming up next.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Now, here's Luke with a look at what's happening around the nation.
Thank you, AJ. As we take a look at the satellite radar out there, like I said, quiet, nothing going on, maybe a couple sprinkles down in Iowa and Missouri. Low pressure system moving across southern Canada, right along the Minnesota-Canada border, bringing some snow showers just south of Winnipeg, just north of the Lake of the Woods up there, maybe even up in Fargo, Bemidji area, up in northern Minnesota. As we take a look at the temperatures outside right now, as I mentioned, those warm temperatures above average. Let me remind you, it's February 8th, and we have 54 degrees in Kansas City, 39 in Minneapolis. That's much above average for this time of year. Everyone was enjoying the day today. It was sunny, it was warm. Winds out of the south in Iowa, here in Ames. Beautiful day today. We look down in Dallas and San Antonio, down in Texas, mid-60s, very comfortable weather. Very cool temperatures for the Great Lakes region up into the New England area where the Appalachians are. But 42 down in Norfolk, 50 in Atlanta. Might be a little cold for the people down in Atlanta, but for me, I'd love 50. I would take 50 over 40 any day. 74 down in Phoenix, 69 in San Fran out in the west. Very warm, average temperatures for them out there. And as we take a look at the temperatures in the Midwest, like I mentioned, 42 in Des Moines. 39 in Minneapolis, very warm, and we kind of got that little front coming through the jet stream with the Clipper system moving around that I'll get around to later in the show. It's going to cycle in some cold air and then bring back the warm air. Very fun cycle coming through. Might not look fun, but I think it's fun. And as we take a look at the temperatures out in the southwest of the country, or northwest of the country, or the southwest of the country, like I mentioned, 73 in Las Vegas, 74 in Phoenix, 49 in Flagstaff, that's a little cold for them. Arizona is usually warm, but like I said multiple times, I would take 49 any day. We were stuck in the low temps all January. I would love that weather. 69 in Los Angeles, a little on the cool side, but it's pretty nice out there. Now as we take a look at hopefully the Northwest, there it is. Seeing the mountains, it's definitely colder. Idaho Falls, Boise, still very mild for this time of year. 44 in Missoula, 46 in Seattle. A lot of dry conditions keeping these nice, calm temperatures. A high pressure system out here in the mountains, keeping that ridge, the warm air coming in. And as we take a look at the watches and warnings, nothing, except from, maybe a high wind warning up there in Montana, but, there's no one up there anyways. We got a couple flood watches and warnings down in the south. All right, this is fun. As we take a look at the water vapor imagery, like I mentioned, those drought conditions for much of the western half of the U.S. Very dry air, just, nothing happening, no moisture being brought in from anywhere. A little bit of moisture down in the Gulf, but, for much of the country, very dry air, which is mostly normal for this time of year, but as we get later into February, we tend to see more moisture, which hopefully we see if you like snow. Otherwise, I know a lot of people that don't like snow, so, hopefully I'll be happy. And those drought conditions I mentioned earlier as well, just a whopping swath of not bad, but severe to exceptional drought conditions. Mind my words, I mumbling a little bit. But this is a good sign right here in the Midwest, Minnesota, Iowa. Last year, those were in exceptional drought conditions, and now over the last winter and fall, got some rain, some snow, and drought conditions getting better there. Can't say the same for this part of the country, though. It's just not looking good for them. As we move closer in, just north of Las Vegas, exceptional drought conditions. A little better as you get into Arizona. New Mexico just, keeps getting worse, and into Texas, it's just not pretty. We need some rainfall down there. You need some rain. There we go. Now, as we take a look at the fun part, the 500 millibar height, just what's going on at the middle of the atmosphere right now. We got that ridge out in the west, it's bringing that warm air, that dry air with the high pressure out there. And like I mentioned, those clippers are moving down right along, those clippers moving down right along the Minnesota, North Dakota, Iowa area. It's bringing in that cold air from the trough up here, but also cycling in that warm air from down here. And it's going to be a very odd couple of days. As we move ahead into these heights, you see it's just moving, or I guess it's not moving anymore, but I was going to say it's kind of staying in a standstill with just the low pressure systems are going to keep following that trough down. As we take a look at the big system coming through the Midwest, that was that low pressure I mentioned earlier. That will move out, bring a couple showers for the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes region. As we move ahead into the forecast, we got another clipper coming through. A little stronger, a little more moisture with it that might bring some decent snowfall, maybe a couple inches in Minnesota, Wisconsin. It's going to be quick, not long-lived, so you won't see too much from it. A couple rain showers through Iowa, Missouri. Not much moisture with it, with that dry air and taking over much of the country. As we move ahead into the snowfall forecast, like I mentioned, just a couple inches, light snow. It's going to be very quick, very hit or miss. More snow up to the north, Minnesota, Canada border. You'll probably see a couple, decent inches, maybe 6 more up there. I wouldn't even call that anything in northern Iowa. You might see a trace. It's not going to stay for long because as we move into later in the weekend, it's going to warm up. And as we take a closer look at that storm system, that will bring that cold air from the trough. You can see it right here. The blue right here, that's 32 degrees or lower. The darker it gets, the colder it is. And you see that snow moving through Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, Friday morning. It's already gone. But it's going to bring some cold air for Saturday. And if you're going out to Iowa State game against Kansas State this weekend, bundle up, if you're tailgating. But it's going to be cold. As we look ahead into Sunday, though, you see that little warm up there. Another clipper moving through. And it's just going to be that on and off warm air, cold lows overnight, and might see some snow, might see some rain, but not much of anything. Now, as we take a look at our forecast city for the weather challenge, Bismarck, North Dakota, you can see the temperature differences I was talking about. 34 for tomorrow, 50 on Thursday with those Clipper systems moving through, bringing some strong winds up to the North Dakota area, and then dropping back down to 24 on Friday with a low of 1 overnight Friday night into Saturday. Then you've got a very pleasant weekend, 36, both Saturday and Sunday, but yeah, partly sunny skies, and staying right around freezing for the rest of the week. Very comfortable for North Dakota.
Thank you, Luke, for that forecast. Now, let's take a look at tonight's trivia question. Trivia question is, when does Ames normally have its first 50-degree high temperature? Is it A, March 15th, B, March 20th, C, March 22nd, or D, April 1st? We'll have your answer coming right up. Now, let's have a look at the week ahead. All right, guys, so taking a look at the week ahead, it's warm. After being really, really cold, right around zero, sub-zero for a lot of the month of January, it's starting to get our warm up. Could be spring. Those of you who are thinking that, you probably already know the answer. Not so fast. We've got a lot more of winter ahead of us. February and March are both long months. We're looking at the possibility of some precipitation to end the week, and I'll have more on that coming up.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Good evening, everybody. As we take a look out across the Memorial Union tonight, really, really nice for this time of year. 35 degrees, calm wind, clear skies. It's going to be a beautiful night out there. As we take a look at temperatures right now across the state, once again, for this time of year, really, really warm. Some of you folks who are watching down south, you might look at these temperatures and think, man, that's cold. But for this time of year, this is some of the warmest stuff I've seen since coming back up here after Christmas break from Atlanta. But 35 in Ames, the further out west you get, the warmer it gets. And then as you get further up to the northeast side of the state, it gets a little cooler, but still, whole state's above freezing. Can't complain. As we take a look at the wind speed right now, calm in Ames, calm in Fort Dodge. It gets a little windier as you get up into the northwest part of the state up there. But really, across the board, winds aren't too bad. Got a nice westerly flow. Can't complain. And as you take a look at the satellite and radar right now, we've got a few passing clouds. You might get an occasional shower or sprinkle, maybe a flurry here or there, but overall, not too bad for tonight. And then as we take a look at the skycast for tonight, it's going to be 29 degrees, way above average from where we should be at this time of year. Clear skies and a light wind out of the northwest. It's going to be a great night if you're into late night runs or just going out for a walk. It'll be a great night for that. And as we take a look at tomorrow, it's still going to be great. It's going to be a little breezy with a southwest wind at 10 to 20 miles an hour, but it's going to be ushering in some warm air. We're going to hit 40, possibly, and it's going to be a bright, sunny sky. And taking a look at where we are tomorrow compared to where we should be for this time of year, we're going to be starting out almost at freezing at 8 a.m., and we're going to get above there for the middle of the day. And really, as we get into the evening, the temperature's not going to drop too much. So if you like to go out for runs and you've been missing going outside to do your runs instead of, staying on the treadmill, tomorrow's going to be a great day for it. We're going to be about 10 degrees above average. It's going to be a beautiful day. And as we look at the forecast lows across the state tonight, really some areas are going to struggle to fall below the freezing line. Areas on the far eastern and northern side of the state where you still have a snowpack there, you'll probably get down below freezing. But as you look out further to the south and west, out in Council Bluffs, low of 34, Sioux City, 32, it's going to be nice and mild tonight, for all things considered. And then taking a look at the forecast highs for tomorrow, snow, it's got this funny little way of reflecting all that sunlight that's hitting the ground. It sends it back up into the sky because it's white. Its light color's got a high albedo. So you're going to see right in here is where that snowpack line is. Right along there where that, those darker or those lighter shades of blue are, that's that colder air. The snowpack's there on the ground keeping it cooler. But as you get down towards Council Bluffs and again out to Sioux City, it's going to be warm. Some areas might hit 50 tomorrow. It's going to be a beautiful day. Even in areas where there is snow, it's going to be a great day. As we take a look at the futurecast for going into Wednesday morning, some passing clouds, a couple flurries here and there. As we go through the day Wednesday, passing clouds, some sun mixing in there at times. But then as we get into Thursday evening, you're going to see that Clipper system come through, and it's going to bring a little bit of rain, maybe a little bit of snow. It won't be a downpour, won't be a blizzard. Might be enough to wet the pavement or, just kind of be an annoyance here or there. But then as we get into Friday at 11, clouds, showers, sprinkles, nothing too bad. And then taking a look ahead to Valentine's Day, for those of you who might have a loved one out there, if you want to go spend the day with them, going to be 39 degrees, bright and sunny, going to be a beautiful day. And then taking a look at the week ahead, tomorrow it's going to be breezy, all things considered, but again, pretty warm. And really, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to be above freezing. Look at that low Thursday night. We're not even going to hit freezing. So that snowpack that's out there, it's probably going to melt as we get towards the end of the week. We might have a little bit of precipitation towards the latter part of the week. Could be rain, could be snow. It's going to depend on the temperature. But then as we get into the weekend, it's going to kind of be up and down with the temperatures, but all in all, not too bad for this time of year. Now, let's review tonight's trivia question. The question was, when does Ames normally have its first 50-degree high temperature? Is it A, March 15th, B, March 20th, C, March 22nd, or D, April 1st? What do you think?
Oh, I'm thinking it's B. It's usually B in size eyes, so I'm going to stick with it.
I got you. Well, I'm going to say D, kind of mix it up a little bit.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Let's see what we got for the answer. The answer was C, March 22nd. Okay. Well, we got a ways to go to get there.
Yeah, well, we'll probably see it before that if the trend continues that way, but, we'll probably get another snowstorm, too.
That's true, yeah. We'll probably get a little bit of everything between now and that point.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Well, that concludes tonight's show. Please be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. You can find every show on YouTube under our Size Eyes channel. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you later. Happy